Hey guys, how's it going? This is Daniel from the Land Miler, and today we're going to be talking about the BMO Eclipse Visa Infinite and BMO Eclipse Visa Infinite Privlege cards. If you're new to the channel, I cover topics such as credit cards and travel, things like how to fly in first class or business class, so if you're interested in these topics, please subscribe and click the notification button. So these cards actually came out back in November, just before Air Canada released their revamped Aeroplan program. And it actually caught me off guard because they featured the new vertical designs similar to what's been floating around the internet, like the Tangerine Visa Debit and World Mastercards. The Visa Infinite is white on black and gold on black for the Visa Infinite Privlege. On top of that, the VIP card was also in metal, and when I saw this, I pretty much did an impulse application and ended up getting the Visa Infinite Privlege card. Now, this is definitely not a recommended strategy, but I thought the card looked really nice, and I'll still be coming out ahead in net value, which is why I ended up applying. Now, before we begin, let's do a quick valuation of what BMO points are worth. Back in 2018, BMO did a revamp of their award system. Back then, you could redeem travel at $1 per 100 points. However, that changed from 100 points to 140 points, essentially creating a value of 0.71 cents per point. BMO also doesn't have many transfer partners or transfer partners at all, so 0.71 seems to be the maximum value you can get. But because of the current situation with traveling, I took a look at BMO Awards to look for any other ways to make their points more liquid. And the best way to do this is to use your points for a financial contribution into either a savings or investment account at BMO at a 15,000 point to $100 ratio. The resulting valuation is 0.67 cents per point, but I do think that liquidity is well worth the 0.04 difference when compared to using BMO's travel portal. If you're already using things like Aeroplan or Alaska Miles to make redemptions, then the cash can be used to cover off some of those taxes and fees, whereas the BMO travel portal doesn't offer that kind of flexibility. One thing to note, however, is that you can only transfer in chunks of 15,000 points, so if you have anything less, you won't be able to make that contribution. As we discuss this card, I'll be using that 0.67 cents per point as the valuation. Let's start with the annual fees of these cards. The BMO Eclipse Visa Infinite currently offers a first year free, and it's $120 per year after that. The Visa Infinite Privlege, however, does not have that same first year free offer and is $499 per year. Now, to offset some of these costs, what BMO's done is they've included a lifestyle credit that comes with each one of these cards and is available per calendar year. On the Visa Infinite, you'll get $50 per calendar year and $200 on the Visa Infinite Privlege. Now, here's the kicker. Because the terms and conditions state that the credit comes each calendar year, you may be able to double dip once the calendar year rolls over. Since 2021 just began, we might start to see some new data points from holders back in November or December picking up that second $50 or $200 statement credit. If this were to happen on the Visa Infinite card, you'll already be $100 ahead because the card is a first year free card. If it's on the Visa Infinite Privlege, your $499 annual fee will reduce to $99. Next, let's move on to the card bonuses. On the BMO Eclipse Visa Infinite, you'll earn 25,000 points after spending $3,000 in the first 3 months, plus an additional 15,000 points on your first anniversary. From our valuation earlier, I can value the 25,000 points at around $167 from that 0.67 cents per point ratio. The 15,000, however, I can see it as more of an annual fee waiver if you do decide to keep the card, since 15,000 points would be worth around $100 in a savings account deposit. If you do hold the Visa Infinite card past the first year, the 15,000 points bonus plus the $50 lifestyle credit minus the $120 annual fee will put you ahead at $30, so you'll still have a positive net value as long as you make that $50 purchase to trigger the lifestyle credit. With the Visa Infinite Privlege card, you'll earn 35,000 points once you spend $5,000 in the first 3 months, plus 15,000 points on your first anniversary. In similar fashion, we can value the bonus on the VIP card to be around $233 for the spending bonus and $100 on the anniversary bonus. However, because it's going to be hard to justify the annual fee on the second year, the value on the 15,000 bonus points may not be realized. Even with the lifestyle credit and that second year bonus, you're still looking at a $200 annual fee from the get-go after those discounts. Next, let's look into the earn rates of these cards. The earn rates on both cards are similar for the most part. Both cards earn an accelerated 5 points per dollar on dining, groceries, and gas. On the Visa Infinite, transit is also a 5x category, and on the Privlege, transit is replaced with drugstores and travel. Using that 0.67 cents per point valuation, this is a return on spending of 3.35%, which is pretty solid. On everything else, you'll earn 1 point per dollar, or 0.67%. There is another multiplier, and that's with the addition of a supplementary card holder. And while it does cost to add another member, $50 on the Visa Infinite, $99 on the Visa Infinite Privlege, what it does is it gives you a 10% bonus on all the points earned on your Visa Infinite and 25% bonus on the Visa Infinite Privlege. While this might seem like a good idea at first, you're probably going to be disappointed. If we assume that we only spent money on the 5x categories, you would need to spend $14,000 on the Visa Infinite and $12,000 on the Visa Infinite Privlege just to break even from the supplementary card fees. I think for most people, if they're not worried about things like miles and just want to get the most cash back for their purchases, this card is great because of that great category coverage. But you won't be able to see outsized value with the BMO program as opposed to things like Aeroplan or Alaska Miles. Next, let's look at some of the notable perks. First, the insurance coverage. The Eclipse Visa Infinite has certain coverages like emergency medical insurance and car rental protection, but doesn't have things like baggage delay, flight cancellation, or delay benefits. One thing, however, that it does have is a mobile phone insurance for up to $1,000 if your mobile phone is lost, stolen, or accidentally damaged. This kind of makes sense because the Visa Infinite isn't positioned as a travel card, as you can see from the spend categories. The Visa Infinite Privlege, however, will have all of those different benefits and coverages, as well as that mobile phone insurance. What's nice about BMO's insurance policy is that those benefits will kick in as long as you put a part of your trip onto that credit card. So this naturally makes this a good card for when you're redeeming award purchases from Aeroplan or from Alaska Miles. What you would do is you would put the fees and taxes onto the BMO Eclipse card to get that coverage. The Eclipse Visa Infinite Privlege also has a free Priority Pass membership as well as 6 free passes per year. Always a good thing to have because Priority Pass has a huge footprint around the world. And for the most part, I'd much rather be having a drink and eating free food than sitting in front of the gate. Also, if you're flying out of Vancouver, Ottawa, Montreal, or Billy Bishop, the Visa Infinite Privlege card also gets you access to things like a faster security line as well as discounts on valet parking. So, are the new Eclipse cards worth it? Let's take a look. Starting with the Eclipse Visa Infinite, in the first year, we'll be already ahead $100 if we can double dip that lifestyle credit. Now, if we simulate a situation where we spend $4,000 on this card during the year, so $3,000 for the 25,000 point bonus and $1,000 over that year, we'll have the 25,000 point bonus as well as 5 times $4,000 in spend, totaling an amount of 45,000 points, which is a $300 savings account deposit. So $100 plus $300, the net positive value is $400 in the first year, and that will continue to scale up with more spending. From what we said previously, we'll also get a net benefit of $30 from the anniversary bonus and the lifestyle credit, minus that second year annual fee, so overall I'd value this card at $430. With the Visa Infinite Privlege, our effective annual fee is reduced to $99 after double dipping the lifestyle credit. If we spent all $5,000 of the minimum spend requirement on the 5x categories, we'll get 25,000 points. Along with the 35,000 point bonus, we'll have a total of 60,000 points or a $400 savings account deposit. Since I don't imagine keeping this card after year 1, the 15,000 point anniversary bonus isn't applicable. Overall, I'd value this card at $400 minus that $99 effective annual fee, so $300 plus the free Priority Pass and the 6 free passes. Personally, I mainly got the Visa Infinite Privlege card because of the aesthetics and the metal card, but I think if you're looking at long-term use and don't care about miles, the Eclipse Visa Infinite has great value overall, and the earn rates scale really well if your main spending is in those categories like groceries, food, and gas. So what do you think about the new BMO Eclipse Visa Infinite and Visa Infinite Privlege cards? Leave a comment below if you have any questions or to share how you'll be using these benefits. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more content. Thanks for watching. Peace.